Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Draw 2. My name's Ramny, and this is another episode of my mini How to Draw tutorial series. And this time, I'm going to show you guys how to draw 4 different logos from Star Wars. I'm going to show you guys each one by one on separate pieces of paper. And instead of drawing circles for them, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to be tracing a circle. As you guys can see, I made this little swear jar out of an old container. This was an icing container when I made cake last week, actually. I turned it into a swear jar. If you guys watched Luke Cage, it's kind of my inspiration. I really don't swear, and you guys shouldn't be swearing either. Swearing is not really good. Anyway, I find that the circle for this little swear jar thing that I have is the perfect size for this tutorial. So what I'm going to do is, instead of freehanding my circles like I did with BB-8, this time around I'm going to draw circles for them, and I'm going to need 4 for the 4 logos. Obviously, it doesn't really matter whether you have your paper in landscape or portrait mode. You can do whatever you want to do. And yeah, so that's it. Let's get started. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that you can see that circle a little better. And the first thing we're going to draw is the Rebel Alliance logo. And this is I think they call it the starbird. So this logo is going to be symmetrical. So what you want to do is you want to find the center and you want to draw a faint little line going down like this. Even though we did the initial circle, we're still going to have to freehand a circle. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a circle within this circle, and we will do our best to make a perfect circle. If it takes you a while, that's completely fine. This isn't a race or anything, right? So and this Rebel Alliance logo can be seen in a lot of the fighter pilots' helmets, and you can see it in the flags as well, in the original trilogy and in the Force Awakens. Obviously, there is no Rebel Alliance yet in the prequels. Okay, so we're going to start off with a circle within a circle. And now what we're going to do is we're going to find this center point right here, and we're going to draw some diagonal lines coming from there, going out about this far. So you want to make sure that they're exactly the same angle from the center line. And I'm going to find a spot right here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw a line going down like this, and I'll find that same spot on this side. Same angle, like I said. And we're going to go about halfway down. So here's the halfway mark of this circle. About halfway. What we want to do is we want to make this kind of curve, and we want to make sure that it's the same, like I said, on both sides. This is a fairly easy logo to draw. Okay, from there, now I'm going to find a spot right here, and then I'm going to go in about this far from the center, and then I'm going to connect that line to this curve. So same thing, so it goes about there, like that. There you go. And I'm going to draw a little curved line. It sort of follows that same curve as this, right there, and right here. And then I'm going to draw another curved line, then make a little triangle, just like that right there. And same thing right here. So this is the starbird, or the firebird, phoenix. That is the symbol of the rebel forces in Star Wars. And then I'm actually using just a regular pencil right now. I think it works just as fine. So there you go. I'm going to erase these lines as well. And then you've got the starbird right there. So what you can do now is you can color this red, and you can color this black right here. So that is how you draw the Rebel Alliance logo symbol. Now the next thing we are going to draw is the symbol for the Jedi Order. And this one we're going to use that exact same circle, and it's going to be wings with a lightsaber right in the middle. So let's get started, and similar to our first logo of the Rebel Alliance, we're going to draw a circle within this circle. Now I find it's easier to turn the page when I'm drawing a circle than it is for me to move my wrist or turn my wrist. And if you guys kind of notice, you'll see that I'm using my wrist to turn instead of my fingers. So I'm not using my fingers like this, I'm using my wrist. That's good enough, I think. So there's that. I'm Also going to draw a line going down the middle of that circle. And just like the other one, it's going to be a mirror image. One side is going to look exactly like the other side, just flipped. So let's start over here. And I'm going to draw like a lightsaber symbol right down the middle. And what I want to do is I want it to start off as a point right here. But as you go down, it sort of gets thicker. So it gets wider. So I'm going to turn my page like this, make it easier to show that this symbol gets wider as you go down. And I'm not using a ruler, but if you guys want, feel free to do that. I think for me personally, I like the look of freehand, and that's why I can do this in Photoshop as well. But I kind of would rather not. I like the look that a freehand drawing has. Anyway, all right. So let's get that centered again, and then let's start over here. What we're going to do is we're going to find a spot right around here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this curve going to this point right here. So same thing on this side, from here to about here. There you go. Kind of similar. Now from here, I want to make a point about here and here on this side, and it's going to go this way and then curving this way. Okay, so same thing here, goes this way first, and then curve it like that. There you go. I think that's a good start. Now I'm going to find a point right around here, actually, and same thing right about here. And then I'm going to draw a curve from here going towards the edge, and then it sort of curves like that. So it goes towards the edge here, and then it sort of makes a natural curve going to this little curve right here. Okay, now from that same point, I'm going to draw a little curve like this, so it creates this little curved triangle right there. Same thing over here, like this. Okay, and then I'm going to do that one more time at a point right around here. So right about here. I'll draw a curve going out to this outside curve. And then from here, it goes out again, like that. Like this, and like that. Cool. Now the last thing we're going to do is, of course, the little lightsaber hilt, which also acts as a star symbol. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to find this little point right here, and I'm going to cross until I reach about here, and the same thing over here to there. So it crosses at this point right here, and this is the center point that I want for that lightsaber hilt. And then I'm going to draw another line going across like this. All right, now I'm going to draw a circle, just a light circle going around like this. And now you know where you want the edges or the tips of that, the little star. You want to know, now you see where it ends up. So I'm going to start over here. I'm going to make like this triangle going like that. And then I'll do the same thing on this side. Now, I'm going to start over here. I'll do the exact same thing, triangle like this. And same thing here. Triangle going out. And then one more set. There. There you go. All right, so all we got to do now is erase some of the guidelines. And at the end, we should have the Jedi Order symbol. And that's how you draw that. All right, you guys, so now let's draw the symbol for the Galactic Empire. And this is, you can see this in a lot of the flags and ships, I think, that are Imperial owned. So yeah, let's draw it. And like usual, we're gonna draw a circle within a circle. There you go. And then we're going to divide it into 6. And this is a little bit tricky because, well, drawing this line right here is pretty easy, I would say. But dividing this into 6 can be a little bit difficult. So I would say find the middle of this curve right there. You want to go a third of the way up this way and then a third of the way down this way. So if you divide this into 3, actually that's probably the easiest way to do it, is to divide it like you would a clock. You want to make sure that these are similar. And what you want to do is you want to find 2 o'clock and go across to the 8 o'clock. And then you want to go to the 10 o'clock and cross it to the 4 o'clock. And that's how you divide a circle into 6. Now, this design is called a cog, and it's got 6 spokes. So these are going to be these spokes that stick out from the center. So let's draw the inside of that cog first. And it's another circle again. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to draw another circle about here. After this, you should have a lot of practice just freehand drawing circles. I mean, I thought the BB-8 was difficult, but this right here, it looks simple, but it's kind of hard. Okay, so there you go. It's not perfect, but we're not going for perfect, are we? All right, so now what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to draw some more curves right here, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm not going to draw the whole circle this time around. I'm just going to cut right through this right here, just right in the middle of it, like that. And you'll see why later on. Here I'm going to draw 2 lines, one on each side of this line that goes through. So here's the line that goes through. I'm going to draw 2 lines, one on each side. Over here, same thing. There you go. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the center. Actually, I'm going to erase the center guidelines. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 2 lines sticking out from the center, like this. Okay, and it gets thinner as you go down. So right here, it gets wider as you go from the center, it gets wider, so you guys can see it sort of goes wider like that. And you want to make sure that the top and the bottom are the same, the left and the right are the same. You want to make sure that they're all the same, essentially. One more set. There you go. And then now we're going to draw a straight line, not curved. This is going to be a straight line like this. And you want to make sure that that straight line is perpendicular to this line right here. So this line goes straight this way. You want to make sure that it's 90 degrees right here. A little bit of math for you. So here's that line. You want to make sure that it is perpendicular. This makes a cross right here. There you go. At the end, you should have something that looks like this. We're not quite done yet, though. Okay, so imagine 2 lines coming out from here, going out like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a faint line, and then once I come across here, I'm going to draw this dark line, and then until you get a shape that looks like that. Let's try that again. So from here, I'm going to draw, like I'm going to go to the right of it, and I'm going to draw a line going out, and I'll do the same thing over here. Okay, now you come across this little shape right here, and what you want to do is you want to darken that right there and right there. I'll do the same thing for all of these spokes. And there you go. We're pretty much done. There's just quite a bit to erase. But if you're going to color this in, the usual color for it is just black and white. This is going to be colored in right here. And then this right here is going to be left white. So that is how you draw the Galactic Empire symbol for the Imperial Army. And you guys, the last logo from Star Wars that we are going to do is the First Order logo, and this is from the most recent movie, which is The Force Awakens, and it is pretty much the evolution of the Galactic Empire. The Rebel Alliance logo stays the same in The Force Awakens, but the Galactic Empire has pretty much been disbanded and was replaced by this logo, which is the First Order. And I gotta admit, this one's gonna be a little messy because it's got a lot of spokes. So let's start. Well, you know what? As usual, let's start by drawing a circle inside the circle. Now the color scheme for the First Order logo is black and red, whereas the Galactic Empire, I believe, is black and white. So clearly a big difference. And we'll find out in episode 8, hopefully more of the First Order. Okay, so now we're going to draw a line that goes down the middle, when we're going to extend that further out. So let me zoom out so that you can see that it sort of goes further out than the circle. Okay, now I'm going to find the center, and I'm going to draw a line going across, and I'm going to make it go further out again. Those are good guidelines to have, because we're going to be dividing this sucker into many different parts. All right, so from here we're going to, well, let's divide this again into 3, like we did with the last one, so it's going to be like clocks. And then we find the 2 o'clock mark and the 8 o'clock mark. It goes like that. And then the 10 and the, sorry, I got confused. The 10 o'clock and the 4 o'clock. There you go. So that's sort of what we need, but that's for the outside, because we're going to be drawing a hexagon outside of this circle. So what we have to do inside is we actually have to erase these things. I'm going to use this. The reason why I like using this eraser better is because it doesn't leave any of those eraser marks. I'm going to erase everything except for this straight line right here. So I've got these lines outside. Now I've erased pretty much all of the lines inside except for this. And what I want to do is I want to just shift it slightly. Well, I'm going to shift it to about there. Okay, so I'm going to make my line go from there to there instead. So you guys notice I kind of just shifted it slightly like that. So now I'm going to erase this middle line, and I'm going to go from this line right here. Now, like I said, this is kind of going to get a little confusing. All right, so from there, I'm going to find my cross again, and you notice that they kind of shifted this way as well. And that's how it's supposed to be. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to find the middle. Those should stay the same. And here's the middle of this. Like that. Okay, so I've got that. Now what I want to do is I want to find the middle again. So I'm dividing this into 16 pieces. So now it's divided into 8. Now I'm going to divide it into 16. There you go. So that's how we got that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to draw a circle inside. just like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to create triangles within the gaps right here. So see this gap right here, I'm going to find this center point, and then I'm going to draw a line that's parallel to this line, and from here another line that's parallel to this line. So it makes these V shapes like that. So find the center here, find this line and make a parallel line, and then find this line and make a parallel line there. And I'm going to do that all throughout. So you should have 16 by the end of it. There you go. So you guys can see it's got 16 spokes right here. Kind of difficult to make sense of it right now because of the guidelines, but you'll see as soon as I ink it, you'll see what it looks like. Now let's go back to the hexagon. What we're going to do is we're going to draw, well, find a point. So find this gap right here. We're going to go the same distance going out from each of them. We're going to skip this one right here. And we're going to make sure that this is always going to be the same distance from here. Remember, we're going to skip this one and this one. Okay, now that we've got those points, we're going to connect them, and that should make a hexagon. Feel free to use a ruler if you have one, but like I said, I like to do it freehand because I like the look that freehand does. Okay, we're almost done. We're just going to draw another line outside of that hexagon we just did. After that, we're finished. There you go, you guys. That is the symbol for the First Order as seen in the movie Star Wars: The Force Awakens. And that's all the time that we have. Thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. I hope your drawings turned out great. And if they did, I would love to see them. So please go ahead to the Google Plus community and post your artwork there for everybody to see. If you are curious about the equipment that I use to do my tutorials or to make my videos, I have links to those in the description below. And if you guys want to purchase some merchandise, I also have links to those in the description. Remember that clicking on those links helps to ensure that content creators like myself are supported so that we can continue making good stuff for you guys free of charge. If this is your first time here, I would love to have you subscribe. Here in this channel, I show you how to draw your favorite characters in easy to follow, simple step-by-step instructions. So if you like what you see, please come on over and hit that subscribe button just below this video. And of course, if you guys did enjoy this tutorial, it would help me a great deal if you guys like this video, commented below, or shared this video with your friends in social media. And speaking of social media, don't forget you guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Google+, and on my website, draw2.com, where you can download a whole bunch of coloring pages of my tutorials here on YouTube. Again, you guys, all of the links to those are in the description below. Finally, thank you once again, and as always, stay tuned for more so you can learn to draw too. I'll see you guys in my next tutorial.